She vanished from prison in 1979 and hasn't been caught since. Her name is Assata Shakur, a former member of the Black Liberation Army, political activist, and the godmother of rapper Tupac Shakur. In 1973, she was involved in a shootout on the New Jersey Turnpike that left one state trooper dead and another injured. Assata herself was shot twice, arrested, and later convicted of murder in 1977. She was sentenced to life in prison. But just 2 years later, something incredible happened. On November 2, 1979, Assata escaped from the Clinton Correctional Facility for women. With the help of outside accomplices posing as legal visitors, guns were smuggled in, prison guards were taken hostage, and a hijacked van drove her straight out of the prison, without a single shot being fired. It was one of the boldest breakouts in American history. After the escape, she vanished without a trace. The FBI launched a massive manhunt, and she quickly became one of the most wanted fugitives in the country. For nearly 5 years, Assata lived underground, constantly changing locations, aliases, and relying on a network of supporters. Then, in 1984, she resurfaced in Cuba, where the government granted her political asylum. Officials there said she was being persecuted for her political beliefs, not just her actions. She's lived in Havana ever since, protected by the Cuban government. So why does the US still want her back? Authorities say she executed Trooper Werner Forster and should never have been free. The FBI has classified her as a domestic terrorist and placed a $1 million reward on her head. The first woman ever added to their most wanted terrorists list. But her supporters tell a very different story. They argue her trial was deeply flawed, shaped by racism, political surveillance, and a lack of physical evidence. No fingerprints or gunpowder residue tied her to the weapon that killed the trooper. Medical reports said she was shot with her hands in the air. Civil rights groups believe she was unfairly targeted during the height of COINTELPRO, a controversial FBI program used to monitor and disrupt black activists. Since finding refuge in Cuba, Assata has remained vocal. She published an autobiography in 1988, describing years of mistreatment, isolation, and abuse. Activists across the world, from poets to rappers, have embraced her as a symbol of resistance. Her name continues to echo in protest chants and political movements. Still, the United States has never given up on bringing her back. But Cuba refuses. Their officials say she's a political exile and will not be returned. Today, Assata Shakur is in her 70s, living quietly in Havana. She remains one of the most controversial figures in American criminal justice history. To some, she's a revolutionary who stood against oppression. To others, a convicted fugitive who escaped justice. But one thing's for certain, her story is far from forgotten.